Boo! There we go. That's what I was supposed to hit.
Oh, it scared me.
Yeah, everybody scares. I scare everybody.
That is
I'm
true.
not. I'm not supposed
how
to.
it goes.
I'm not supposed to scare you this time. That's for Thursday. Hi, everybody. It's time.
Welcome to a brand new video game.
A brand new video game that definitely did not previously come out in any other region on a different console a long time ago. In enough time for there to be two of them.
So you want to have some fun? Press a button and see the copyright date change. On select adventure.
So yeah, this game came out in Japan 6 years ago. And the other one came out, what, like 3 years ago? 4?
Well, press on the right stick, press it right on the stick and see what the...
Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. Grog. No, that's not the button I thought. I got confused because I know the first game is called Adventures.
No.
Okay, so about 4 years.
Mm-hmm. And, not counting, like, remakes and stuff, that 2017 date was the final Ace Attorney game.
Yeah. Was there a remake that's come out since then?
There was the trilogy.
Yeah, but the trilogy's been around for a while. It just hit consoles was all.
Technically, it got totally redone art, so.
But yeah, this leaves one Ace Attorney game that has not been brought over.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Probably not come over it probably won't come over until it's like remade.
Yeah, we will. I am fairly confident in saying we're probably never going to see Investigations 2 come over to the West, which sucks because apparently it's crazy good.
Oh yeah, but apparently the fan translation is also crazy good.
Yeah, I mean,
like more so than the fan translation of this was.
So yeah, I like Ace Attorney games. Do you like Ace Attorney games?
Yeah, it's like maybe like a 9.5 out of 10 is where I might put an Ace Attorney game.
I don't know. That
theoretically.
That seems like somebody paid you. All right, yeah, we're gonna play the first case of Adventures. Wow, that started right away. All right.
Yeah, it does.
The Empire of Japan, after opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves.
Was that guy okay?
To this far eastern
Is anyone ever really okay?
Not really, I guess. Especially not right now before we've invented indoor plumbing.
Making life in the capital exciting and
is indoor plumbing a thing at this point in history?
I don't know.
A period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
That wasn't the tide, that was a gun.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Oh no!
That's you!
Not Phoenix is a murderer! Great grandfather. I don't know how far back this would be.
Okay, so how are we doing voices?
That's a good question. I don't know.
So, I think that since
of the two of us, you have played this case, so you already know where all this is going. So
I assume you're gonna be Ryunosuke.
I guess.
I think I should. So I think I should be the prosecutor and your friend that's with you on the side, because those are two characters that bounce off Ryunosuke a lot.
Okay.
And then
don't want a Sonic battle to happen again, where I am all three characters in the scene.
Yeah. There's one specific character that has a deal that I think I should do because I know the deal.
Okay.
And then other than that, we just do the usual.
Yeah, the usual sounds fine.
Okay.
It should be noted. We talked about this during a Sonic stream, I'm pretty sure. It is really fucking weird to be playing this game on a television. Which is bizarre to me specifically because I played the first 3 games on a television the first time.
It's weird that's weird for you, I think.
I bought the trilogy on Switch, but I've never went back and played any of them. I just bought it because I like Ace Attorney. Where is Apollo Justice and
Well,
the other two games on Switch, Capcom?
maybe someday we'll just stream all of them.
And Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright on Switch, level 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan waiting to decide my fate? So who do we start on the rotation?
This guy never speaks again, so I don't know.
Okay. What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer! That's what he sounds like now. I have 3 voices, and Layton eats up all of them. Sorry. Sorry. Peter just sent a message to let me know that original sound chat is ready to go.
Oh, good.
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident where a guy got shot. And now I am, awaiting my trial.
That's enough. I don't remember which characters. Okay. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer.
And who are you?
I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today.
Lawyer?
Yes. And until the judge has given his verdict on the case,
Wait.
no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue.
Has this bailiff never seen a lawyer? What? Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. You're like a little baby, a child man.
And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
What are you apologizing to me for?
Well, you see, our language has like 30 different built-in ways to say I'm sorry,
Is-
depending on the situation. So, like, it could be for anything. Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry.
There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student.
Well, maybe he should have graded my paper better. I mean, shit!
But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you?
Haha. Of course not! You have to believe me, I didn't do it! I could never murder someone.
Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high.
You mean...
I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke.
Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I, a star student in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. That doesn't seem possible.
It's not that impressive.
Wait,
The very
what? Was he
concept
saying
of
that out
lawyers is only
loud?
The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. It's always been ambiguous whether the blue text is being said out loud. My qualifications don't mean much. Yet.
You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes. That's when all this started. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get study abroad at last.
I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court.
So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Oh. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name, but me.
Can you name a more sophisticated legal system circa 1898?
Probably literally any Native American tribe. maybe America. No, not America.
No,
We're still
definitely
not there. I don't know. France seemed to be having a pretty good time with their justice system with that around that same time period. They invented a brand new toy for it and everything.
Wasn't that?
I'm talking about the guillotine.
No, I'm thinking time period. Wasn't that like way earlier?
That was 1800s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, this is like almost 1900.
Yeah. Same year, same time.
I guess there's only one number difference. I guess.
He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. What is happening?
I want to bring about. What is happening with the sound?
The sound is like blipping in and out. What the hell?
I don't know. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. I think that might have been just the capture card doing a thing.
Maybe.
That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes.
The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. So there's a bit of weird like meta narrative here about him saying like, I want to help make Japan's legal system better, when the first Ace Attorney was made as a criticism for how Japan's legal system fucking sucks.
Well, yeah, he needs to do a better job of it, clearly. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's City of London together.
Are you saying we're gonna go and get drunk? Get crunk? If only it were that simple.
Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner.
And God save the Queen, he said, getting up, walking out of the room. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Who is this?
This is a new character.
Okay.
I guess... Should I go?
I guess I took the bailiff?
Okay. Osigi, may I have a word?
Hello, Mustache Dad.
Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me.
This boy killed my son.
But never mind that for now. Osagi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result.
Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I mean, Cosmo literally just called him professor, dude. Keep up. This is where Phoenix gets
I'll
it.
go at once then.
Now we know which part of the gene pool Phoenix gets this shit from.
This is technically your character, but for the rest of the game, she's gonna be your legal assistant.
Does she play a big part in this specific case?
This specific case, no.
Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about it in this case.
Okay.
Since we're only playing the first case.
Hmm.
I shall accompany you.
All right then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom.
Yes, thanks, Cosmo. And now here I sit, alone.
Not alone.
Oh, this is worse than alone. This is awkward.
If I may,
Yes, sorry.
you must be the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe.
Yes, that's right.
My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University.
Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad.
Asagi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand.
Huh? Well, I mean, we haven't really talked about it, and I mean, did he really say that?
As such, I feel you should know.
No, what?
Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asagi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked, and never granted again.
That seems dumb. What?
Ah, as I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asagi may have chosen not to tell you.
He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? But I don't never have a dream that could be shattered by not going to London. Have a backup. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing?
The administration has chosen. The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances.
I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer.
I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial.
Sorry? What do you mean?
You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway.
But then what should I do?
Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction.
Right. So...
As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, "I do."
I'm getting married? I'm not ready. I do? But what will the question be? Surely not, do you accept the accusations brought before you?
Of course not.
Do I confess to killing a man? Defendant! Court's about to begin! Proceed to the courtroom at once!
It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. Is there a problem?
Hey, kid, you know, the guy defending the fact that you didn't murder a human, if he doesn't prove that you didn't murder a person, he doesn't get to go to London. So good luck out there, kid. We drugged him and put him in a closet. Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. This has to be like top 10 things I don't want to be found. And so, with my absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, The trial would decide my destiny. That seems a little overdramatic. So this is a courtroom.
The animation is really good.
The animation for like the past 3 Ace Attorney games have been top notch. Every single one of them.
The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land is more powerful. Has more power. Yeah.
I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there.
The powers that be have demanded this be a secret trial.
That seems fishy. A secret trial?
A trial that's ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend.
What? But why?
It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin.
Ah!
The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense.
Ah, you get to be all the characters now.
You
You
want
might
the
have
judge?
made it. Yeah, I'll take the judge. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate.
That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself.
Normal procedure is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's gonna defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do, then I never passed the bar exam. I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. That
So
man
if you
had
thought Phoenix Wright wasn't ready to be a lawyer.
that man had a good mustache, and I trust that.
Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear.
I'll do it. I'm me now. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to report that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. Oh God, I'm gonna die. I regretted it the second it came out of my mouth. You'll be what?
What are you playing at, Ryunosuke?
Professor Mikatoba told me everything just now before the trial.
He did what?
He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose.
How sad. It means you don't have faith in me.
No, it means I'm pretty sure I might have killed a guy. I just don't know.
You think I won't be able to get you off?
Let's word that a little differently, please.
Yeah.
No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you...
Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in.
Ah! Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. His name is
Well.
His name is awful!
Well, that's always been his name in Japanese.
That's so good. That's so good.
Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own council, really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, Council. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident he can speak for himself.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, that, what he said. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. What if I did kill a man? In fact, my mind's a complete blank.
I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed.
Do you not know the details? I thought that was like your thing. That was like the reason you're here. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken.
Are you perhaps ready to do a tutorial?
My competence? What does that mean?
He's questioning your ability to do the job.
Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Oh, that's easy enough. Heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. Because I don't remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again?
Ryunosuke.
Yes, mail me up.
Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank?
You know me so well.
All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record.
But I can't even find that. I haven't tried, but I can't.
It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of R.
Oh.
If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there.
I just have to press R in my soul for the court record. All right, there's no time to lose.
You know how DVD Smith handles any button prompts in dialogue?
I think you've told me before, but I don't remember.
He just goes,
This is the list of evidence. Oh, that's you.
Oh. This is a list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with R. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back.
Okay. John H. Wilson. I wonder who that could be.
Who could that be? I don't know. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Then press X to present. Try it now.
Did you not see me do that earlier? Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago.
Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally.
And I'm glad this game doesn't have any politics.
And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations.
It's like the good old days. No politics in video games.
Finally, Japanese games never have any politics in them at all. Ever.
There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. That's a real thing.
Now it feels like the game is leaning into it with us. I sure am glad politics have occurred.
The Anglo-Japanese Friendship Treaty was a very real thing. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil.
Nobody tell giants.
You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
But I didn't do it.
So I will also say this game's timeline is a little ambiguous. Because everything points to this being, like, just about the turn of the century. And that treaty would be 50 years old at that point.
Nice.
And they're talking about it like it was just signed.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter.
In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers.
Well, to be fair,
No politics at all.
no politics. You know, in Japan, they don't have politics. Ever.
That's true.
They've never had politics.
And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for the crime.
Well, I mean, I am a university student. Par for the course. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it?
Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Fucking white people. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. With a gun.
Oh dear. Look at the time. I'd better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
God, you're
See you
such
in
a
English class tomorrow, then.
You're such
partner.
a fucking Westaboo, dude.
Isn't there an Anglophile?
Anglophile, yes. But usually you hear that from, like,
No,
here.
well, Anglophile is specifically British.
Yeah.
Whereas
well,
Westaboo is just general Western stuff. Usually, Westaboo is usually American.
the British Empire. Wow, it's so it's incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I need to ask him if he can put me on a boat to Great Britain so I can go with my friend. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Ah! Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was,
Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
by evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Do it now.
Yes!
I don't know why the yes makes me chuckle.
It's very funny.
Well, according to this document, or is it this document? It might be this document. The victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Oh yeah, he got shot.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Sorry, yes, that's right. The postmortem. report? The report that was made post-mortem after he was dead. He got shot, and that he was dead, and they made this report.
In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later.
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime.
Why are you saying so-called? What?
Like it's this fancy new technology. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court record.
I didn't think about how on the nose that that modern scientific evidence line was until I heard it spoken out loud.
This one takes place in the olden days. So that's a photographic print. Oh, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. God, I wish I was English. I'm sure this won't lead to any bad things down the line. Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
This is it. Then...
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba?
Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Ah, finally, I have power over you. That's how this feels. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Asagi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial.
He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. I have no idea what I am doing. I cannot stress that enough.
Well, my first piece of advice is, rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Look, these are genetic, I guess, and I can't stop them. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Yeah, dude, what the fuck's up with you? Do you have a wind machine, like, right in front of you?
Look, he's cool, okay?
Cool people...
Kazuma's awesome.
Cool people create their own wind currents. This we know scientifically.
Are you going to disagree?
Yes!
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Hey, I have a few notes for the health department. If I could just talk to the health department for about 2 days. 2 seconds. You know, we'll... are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really, really should.
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred at one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago.
Okay, Japan had restaurants before this. Surely. Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
So, I was reading something that the localization director has a couple blog entries where she talked about the process of localizing this game, and she actually talked about that restaurant thing, and they're talking about a very specific kind of restaurant where it's like we are a Western style restaurant trying to be un-Japanese, and that's just hard to translate.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There was hardly anyone else at the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him!
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur.
But... The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defended Naruhodo.
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
This sucks!
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today.
Yes, without question.
I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait. What did he just say? There was no one else around that table.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really?
And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I'm gonna interject.
Has the correct answer to that ever been wait and see?
No, I
Ever.
don't think so. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you?
Let me off scot-free?
With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud.
I...
Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer at all?
I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy.
Oh no, he did the cool anime glasses thing. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. And also, not... Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. Ah! I'm working under the canon that every time the gavel comes down, Ryunosuke's like, ah!
That is not far from the truth.
The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence.
Wait until you see his desk slam animation.
Oh, well, is that a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are.
What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now.
Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Maybe it's all the blood coming out of him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. That's my cool AI assistant.
It sounds just like Ryunosuke.
So, the court has now heard a précis of the case.
Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency? If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment.
Oh, that's you.
I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial. Prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
But I thought I was the only one there.
No, you were the only one close to Dr. Wilson.
Ah. What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and just hope for a more lenient sentence? Maybe they won't kill me. I don't know. Please stop looking at me like that. Everyone keeps telling me that this...
I want Kazuma to look at me like that.
I mean, who doesn't? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotaba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. Why? Can't you just say words?
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that,
You're kind of a shitty friend.
you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
Let me take a drink of water before I answer you. Kazuma, they'll kill me. What?
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary.
They only get to smile when it's over, as my dad once told me, and that you should tell nobody, because that's not the family it came from.
Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
Ah!
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Cosmo, you're just a assistant. I don't know if that's up to you. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Ah! Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchi, please continue with proceedings.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint. But I can be a devil when I want to be.
What the fuck does that mean?
He can be your devil or your angel.
Uh,
In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever.
you could execute me in the courtroom? I
Yes.
don't think that's how this works.
It's Meiji era Japan.
I'm
The
going to
prosecution-
assume they weren't doing beheadings in the courtroom.
It's an odd assumption. The prosecution calls its next witness.
Ah! Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Hello, Dick Dastardly.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesanosa reported for duty, sir.
I love your name. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity
Okay, this guy talks a lot. You're gonna have to speed
of
up that
our
voice.
nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasate, our humble premises in the 2nd District, Kuryo Korekuta, at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question.
They must
They
be
must
the...
be diners.
Duh.
They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. I like how you were doing a Kazuma voice there.
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios in which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man is saying.
He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele.
Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
I've played Ace Attorney. That means one or both of them are the murderer.
Affirmative! The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir!
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said.
So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead.
Yes.
Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable?
If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. I'm surprised you didn't catch on earlier. Ah! Now the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred.
Sir, yes, sir! Standing by to report, sir!
Why do I hear a baby? Did you bring a baby to court? Babies don't belong in court. They don't even know how to read. Unsavory
Says you.
memories of a most acerbic afternoon.
So, multiple person testimonies are back from Layton versus Ace Attorney.
Oh, good. They learned from the best modern Phoenix Wright game. Perfect.
I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio at the military gentleman.
At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim.
Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy!
Why do you have a knife? Why do you have a knife? No, you put that back. You can't bring that in here.
This isn't even the craziest character to have a knife in this game.
What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone.
Is that really true, Ryunosuke?
Are you fucking... What? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I picked it up and said, "Dude, you seen this gun? This is some cool-ass shit." I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up...
Well, that's the truth. There was obviously a criminal in the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was.
It was the baby. It was the baby. There is?
Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examine?
Do it now.
Yeah, but what is cross-examine? You should explain literally it all.
As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice.
Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial... Hello, I would like to ask to go to the bathroom. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I am her... I mean... the defense... the defense is under cross-examination!
Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
Huh? How did he know? I don't know. Take a fucking guess, Ryunosuke.
The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is exerting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Kasuba is so commanding. God, he's hot. Ah! Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness.
Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke.
But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. You have literally given me no information.
Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statement.
How?
You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie.
Well, yeah, but...
It's just a case of proving it, and the key to doing that is evidence.
Right. Evidence. Do you have any of that?
All you need to do is to present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you.
Fuck, that was amazing.
It's really good.
All right, then. It's all or nothing. Fuck, that was really good. Anyways, I already know what the problem is. Alright. Adjusting regulation beefsteak restaurant having this. Yeah, I know. And
Oh, you're not gonna press the statements?
I guess I could.
There's
Hold on.
humor there waiting to be read.
Yes!
I mishold it.
Why? Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique?
I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask.
Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you.
What's beef?
You almost skipped this one.
All right, then, this beefsteak you mentioned. What is it?
Hey, Sean!
Ah!
Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot.
That sounds delicious. Please stop yelling at me. Oh.
If food could receive medals of honor, beefsteak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet.
Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. Why are you so loud? This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that?
Hey, Sean!
Ah!
Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in bread crumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. On the double, sir. Wait, I ain't kill anybody.
Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case?
But I want to know what beefsteak is. I'm really hungry. I didn't eat lunch. Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. So,
I like how your joke was, oh, what's beefsteak? And then he's just like, what's beef?
is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying noise?
Negative!
No, like it was right there. It was. Oh, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover.
I love this pose from Cosma there. Affirmative.
It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Sometimes when I ask questions about beef in the murder trial, people don't like it.
You got an achievement.
Yes!
Talk to me, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about. A koban, boy. A koban. You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day with said items secreted in my bosom pocket. Please don't use the word secreted in this way. In the hope of an affluent
No, it's
cognizant.
secreted.
What?
I think it's secreted.
Okay. Man, people from this time period shouldn't have been allowed to speak English.
No, it's just this guy. It's just this
British,
guy.
yeah, I've played Leighton though. No, it's not. In the hope of an affluent cognizant appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant.
Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious koban.
I guess you hate the troops.
Isn't that so?
Well,
You little upstart cadet. You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Blatant subordination!
no, I didn't say anything. Although penniless might just be the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. There remained a precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see.
That precise moment a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes.
Yes!
So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Shh!
Oh, affirmative! I saw you!
Shit! Jigs up, Cosmo!
Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian.
But that's impossible! I only...
Allow me to confirm just 1 point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun.
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas.
Ah! And double ah! My sixth sense!
Sorry?
My sixth sense of danger! I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind!
That's not how it works.
Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet!
Surely that's not really possible, is it?
You think I'd have got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well, it would seem this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed.
This is not good. Black uniform
The
varsity.
black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Anyways, yeah, sure, we could do more presses, but I already know that this is the answer. Get fucked, sir.
Yes!
Can I have the hall pass, please?
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache.
Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here.
What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth.
I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom.
This is so frustrating. Ah!
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Yasanosa. Yes, sir! What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir!
Yes!
But no, that just can't be.
And why not, cadet?
Because... Oh my god, dude.
Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Ah! Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh!
Ah! God, the animators behind Ace Attorney are like some of the best animators that Capcom currently has.
It only gets better.
What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Is that his stand? Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa?
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir!
What?
The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Yesa Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Shit! You killed him! You murdered him! Complete turnabout. Huh? 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 In the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what being... We truly are.
So this is what a Gyakuten Saibon is all about.
Maybe the Ace Attorney was the friends we made.
But I definitely saw him.
That's not what I meant to hit.
That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man? You didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure.
Treasure?
Indeed, the Hoei Erakoban, my prized coin! On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. Believe that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished.
Koban vanished.
Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Boom! It went.
You heard the gunshot, you mean?
Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. I've lived a long time, kid. I'm ready to go whenever. Nothing could distract me.
Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end?
No.
I see.
That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for themselves. Ah! As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon.
Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now.
Oh man, Cosima, you have a mindset that's definitely not going to end badly for anybody in this country. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he?
Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir! At once, sir! Awaiting the signal to testify, sir!
Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think?
Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir! Name, Ido!
I don't know, sir. Oh, I don't know, sir. Ah.
It seems those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Ido, attention! Your father is about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy! Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing!
That's not how time works.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. How sad.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out.
You know, guns could be fired from a long way away, right? I guess there were powder burns on his shirt, though.
Yeah, it had to be point blank.
These testimonies are... Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly.
I don't call myself a lawyer. That's the problem.
We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel?
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. The photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time, after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
Taketsuchi Aochi.
That is unchanged from his Japanese name.
Oh, interesting. What is Taketsuchi then? How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination.
All right, shit, that's a thing. I don't know, Kazuma. Ah!
So Takatsuchi, when written in kanji, visually looks very similar to samurai.
Ah, I see. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
It's a courtroom, asshole. Alright, let's see. Even if what I saw was...
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Now how time works.
Yes!
We haven't pressed any of your shit yet for a while. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time, but I've told you already, that's only because I picked it up off the floor.
Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away.
I had just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at that exactly that moment, a gunshot rang in my ears. Full of events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. Anyway, the fact remains, myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the Forerunner.
Weird to me that you don't just instinctively press every statement.
Well, if I know the answer, usually I won't, because I know how to go forward.
But there's so much funny dialogue you could miss.
I need to remember what the other ones are. Alone, Englishman, dining all by himself. So hold on, what do we have? Can I not turn it over? Look, there's a chair. There were two chairs. This proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that a person could have sat there at once.
It's actually weird to me that it's not letting you turn the business card over. I'm just gonna say that now, because later in the trial, you're going to instinctively assume, okay, that's not gonna let me turn it over.
I mean, it's the receipt from Ace Attorney 1. Like, I assume.
I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'm not going to explain. But I also don't want you to register in your mind that you can't turn that over. I'm telling you that now.
One of the vacuum for could dispatch that instant. Now let's press that. Fuck it. Hello, Herschel. Nice of you to join us. All right, bye. Have a good day.
Yes!
If you can open the door. Can you open the door, or do you need me to open it for you?
Oh my god.
Come on, buddy. I know you're dumb as a sack of bricks, but you can do this. I believe in you. The door's only closed a crack.
No, let him figure it out. He's a cat. He'll figure it out.
He just turned around, did a full circle on the ground, and now he's sitting loafed up, staring at the crack in the door.
No,
The door's
sounds
not
like he's
latched!
satisfied then.
The
He's
door's not
satisfied.
latched, you idiot! Just pull it
He's
open!
Satisfied.
Why are you telling the truth?
What did you say, Cadet?
I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion? It's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right.
Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady.
I wish she was a phantom lady, but I...
If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time.
There's nothing I could say to that.
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I think I'm gonna die.
What's the matter?
I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No, 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 no! I'm gonna die!
Listen, the first thing to do is calm down. You can't expect witness statements to be full of holes every time.
I can, actually. That's part of what makes this series work. But I hear what you're saying.
So just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first.
Give him a little tickle. A little scratch. Poke him a bit. What do you mean?
You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press him on it with L. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial.
Right. I see.
The important point is that there's no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witnesses on it, and then press them hard.
All right. Got it. I'll press them like blocks of tofu. I'll crush them to death. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. I'm sure of it. One way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove I'm right. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment, it's almost the same thing.
No, no, no. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun.
We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet.
I'm a student. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
I'm not entirely sure you have eyes, actually, so how could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it.
Have what?
And sure! The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you? Let us not forget that the antiques dealer witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Kurekuta-san?
Tell me what you have, sir. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time, but
We already got this.
Have we
statement.
already
You
got
just
this
told
one?
me to-
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
just told
right.
me to skip through it.
Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And then actually, If you're holding B and it gets to a dialogue that you haven't seen yet, then it'll force you to stop.
Oh,
reading
that's
through it.
that's a really good thing.
Furthermore, visual search of the premises shows that there were no other personnel present.
You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
Hold on, he's trying to rip my carpet up now that he can't get it out of the
Oh my
door.
God. This is the difficulties of having a cat, it seems.
Tell the people you're sorry for interrupting the attorney law, man.
I don't think he's gonna do that. If there's one thing I know about that cat is that he's not going to apologize for anything. In fact, that cat is a menace.
Sorry, my son is an idiot.
That's not the word I used, but okay.
What's the word you used?
Menace.
He can be both of those things. Only there'd been more people dining there at the time. Then someone else would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of a time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
Hotter clinic. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m.
The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I feel like it does, though.
I wonder. What do you think, Ryunosuke?
Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Why would I not want that?
It's like I said, has that literally ever been the correct choice?
I want to say at some point in the original trilogy there was a time when it was, just to throw people off, but I don't remember. If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
Because I asked to it.
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection!
Ah!
Whether or not they're of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence.
Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing trend.
Back in my day, we let fascism be a thing. Ah!
No, that's not for another 40 years or so.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. The victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record. I'm glad that he put the medical report card into the court record.
What we need now is new clues. You alright? Something wrong?
Nope, keep going, we're good, everything's fine.
We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right. I hear you.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
There was a festival? I didn't get to go
Perhaps
to
you've
the festival.
forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt.
Literally, we have proven that. What?
Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Koikuta-san.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. We've seen that one. Or yep.
So we've got new evidence, huh?
Oh wait, damn it. Yeah, we do have new evidence.
Gotta speed through this a little bit here, sorry.
Don't worry, everybody.
huge.
We're just making time go fast.
Hmm. My capture card is a speed up option. What was that, quote 100? Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. What does it actually say? Medical report card. It was found in the victim's pocket. That's literally it. All right, cool. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence.
You're right, it is. It's shiny and it smells different.
So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
Is it gonna teach me how to do literally the thing I just tried to go do?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't know that it wasn't gonna let you do it.
Capcom still
I noticed
hasn't
that
learned
some pieces
this.
of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question.
Oh man, I can do that? Really?
Use right stick up, right stick left, right stick down, right stick right.
All you have to do is say right stick, guys. Oh my fucking god.
Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles.
You've
Or you know
heard
what?
you've heard of not letting you say the solution to the puzzle you absolutely know before the main character, which, to be fair, is problem with no real solution.
You know why they had to make it say that, right? Because the
What?
original just said use the touchscreen.
Beautiful. But like, thanks guys for fucking.
You're not done with the tutorial.
Oh
You're not
my-
allowed to yet.
Oh my god. Why would you cut fucking mechanics?
By using left stick up, left stick left, left stick down, left stick right.
Yeah, I know how to use a controller, Capcom. If I'm playing an Ace Attorney game, I know how to use a fucking controller.
You can move the crosshair around to hunt for clues that you may have missed before.
What? Who do they think plays these games?
The crosshair starts to pulsate.
Please don't say that.
Press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at the medical report card.
I don't know. Will you let me now?
Also, maybe it'll let you take a closer look at the business card too.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'll see what I can do. I need to
legit-
use right, up, right, left, right, up, down, down, BA. Like, stop.
I literally didn't know about this because when I played, I just pressed every statement. Yeah, do you really know how to use a controller?
I can't find anything. It says Hata Clinic on this medical report card. I hate clinics almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. I wish medical science had never come to Japan so we all die at 30. Like God intended!
Aren't they all the same?
When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life.
Most people would give their right arm to have only had one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything.
I wonder if there's something on the back. Oh, look at that. Fucking goddamn Capcom.
No, I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, but I could have figured out how to do this on my own. The only reason I didn't is because Capcom literally didn't let me.
Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, there's an entry for the day the professor was killed.
It says, got shot by gun.
Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident. He'd had a bad tooth removed. Sorry, my stream was being weird. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Sounds like witchcraft to me. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that could actually help stop you feeling pain. Surely Japan had like some plant that helped do that. I mean, did they? They didn't trade with China, right? Like China was a you fuckers stay over there, and we're gonna
don't
be our
remember.
thing. Because like China would have opium.
I do not remember.
Hmm.
I could not tell you. There's a cautionary note for the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic effects have passed.
Really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind.
The medical report card's information has been updated in the court record.
See if you're allowed to look at the business card now.
With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
Why does a waiter have a business card?
Were business
So I
cards
think
a thing in Japan? I don't know. What? Who knows?
So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely.
I lost my Cosmo voice there.
Hold on. Before I talk to you, I need to look at something.
There we go. Well, that's unexpected.
What is?
Look, you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hasanaga.
Well, yeah, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point.
It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title.
I hope it says Hitman. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonoga, Primary Criminal Investigations Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Fucking God. He just can't...
No, remember he got really nervous
It's
when
been-
the judge was...
It's
No.
been 3 fucking days and he didn't just make the fucking map on a different piece of paper?
Well, remember the judge was like, yeah, give me the business card so you can put it in the court record. He's like, sure.
Did he
Fine,
not think it was
sure."
going to be put into the court record?
He was an unsworn witness.
He's a cop.
He was an unsworn witness.
Inspector?
Officially, he wasn't part of the case.
What on earth?
I have no idea. Well, let's face it. The police have a lot of power and influence. They're wielding it somehow here.
The waiter's business card information has been updated in the court record. Can I look at the back of the picture? Damn it, I can't look
No.
at the back of the picture. Can I look at the back
Yeah,
of this
pic-
picture? Damn it.
No, but you can look at your badge. Your pin, sorry.
Beautiful.
You can examine it too. For a pun.
Ah, the symbol of Yume University. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny, but most emblems seem to be either round or rectangular. I like the spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on their badges. Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. A sharp pin for a sharp mind or something? My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pin, they won't accept you as a Yume student at the university. You may not come in, they say. And then they kick you out and you are homeless. Of course, you can...
Welcome to the stream, Hyper Kirby.
Of course, you could get a new pin made if you could just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already. Fuck, you really are Phoenix's fucking ancestor. But I still don't know my student number by heart. I always say to myself, I mustn't forget to write it down somewhere, but then I forget not to forget that. Hey, same.
How goes your day? It's always a good day when there's a new Ace Attorney.
It's not the one. Nope, I hit the wrong one. More visual search the purposes of the time confirmed there were only personnel present.
What's your review for Neo World Ends With You? Joe, you're streaming that tomorrow, right?
I am streaming Neo The World Ends With You tomorrow.
I believe that review was from Donald, who is currently in that staff meeting that we're skipping to do this stream.
Yes. Okay, I'm taking a shot in the dark here. I know generally what I'm supposed to be saying, but...
Yes!
Okay, good. The music stopped. We're all good. Everything is fine. Hello, I would like the hall pass. I want to go to the bathroom, please. I think, what are you wittering, lad? Calling yourself a lawyer? No, that's literally part of the problem. Why do people keep saying that? I wish I could, but first and foremost here, I'm the accused.
Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it.
I don't know. I'm kind of worried about it. Thanks, Kazuma.
And I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out.
What the fuck are you talking about?
When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully.
I just needed to go to the bathroom.
You knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. By
Huh?
the way, Joe, we're tied with the highest view count for Great Ace Attorney streams.
At 3 viewers?
I see. Mine says 5, but
Mine says 3. Oh, now it says 4.
whoa, yeah, no one wants spoilers. It looks like. Oh, I didn't read the line. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
See, I had the Twitch stream up that was like 10 seconds behind. I can still read the line.
Kodakuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Ah, I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me. Have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur?
Sorry, what?
You're not to interrupt court proceeding with your amateurish drivel.
But
Let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
But that's,
Remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words.
oh, you're right. He got toothache and couldn't eat.
Just make your point.
Maybe use better words than that.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further.
Hmm.
The witness testimonies the court has heard have been clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all. For the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly have perpetrated.
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
That outburst half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Why do none of the Payne family line read
mean?
anything? None of them read anything. Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Yes, tooth doctor. Anyways, outside of that, though, perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted? What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result, the victim had been forbidden from eating.
Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what?
It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off.
What? No, that can't.
Korakuta-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally,
There's more?
you have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. That cannot possibly be the case.
Ah,
Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
ah! Expertly done, partner.
Thank you. Do you want to get a coffee after? Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'll ask you later.
What is this nonsense? You little upstart. These are baseless accusations. Just look at this photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
That's from a different game.
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. I love Kazuma.
Yeah, I'm sad he's probably going to die after this case.
Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke?
As is Ace Attorney tradition. Yes, most definitely.
What do you mean tradition? It happened once.
Yeah, that's enough for a tradition. So, having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? Ah! The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh, that means me, doesn't it?
All right. The answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of.
Show them that this is some kind of turnabout lawyer. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been... Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her.
When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet, we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we'll lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial, relentlessly.
Kazuma.
Are you insane? You would take on the government?
I won't be held down by the man.
Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you.
I don't know, I have a few issues with him.
What do you mean?
I have issue with them. Those two witnesses on the stand.
What?
you talking about?
We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously, you'll be charged with perjury.
Perjury?
And, since this is a murder trial, you'll also be deemed complicit in the killing.
Complicit in murder? No, no! I'm too old to go to jail.
Hold it! Negative! There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting! I was just following orders!
That's right, as the man says. You just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Oh. What? What did you just say, Chronicles-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? Now hold on, lad. I was
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with the lady overseas?
What?
Objection! What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair?
Just one. Just one simple slip of the tongue.
Order, order. Council, explain what is going on here.
It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth.
Absolutely not! The prosecution knows nothing of this!
Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well,
That's classified!
So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchie had any idea about it.
What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose.
Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit.
And we'll corner them. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut.
Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it really, fucking hell. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here.
But how? How can we possibly... Also, are you okay? Do you need a drink of water, Kazuma?
Remember how we made progress before?
Before? Like... when we were... amoeba?
We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result.
Oh yes, that's right. And then we definitely didn't do that again to another piece of evidence.
Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we've missed.
Yeah, I can see the future, Cosmos, so I've already done it. Please stop almost unholstering your fucking... unsheathing your sword. I'm the only one in stabbing range. Ah! I want answers, If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please wait, Your Excellency! I had no idea about any of this! I swear to every Shinto god! I knew nothing!
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency... no time to think. Just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head.
No, you can think about it. Fact, you may have already figured it out.
Besides the prosecution, the only other person that was able to witness is Kazuma Asagi! That's who it was.
John Wilson himself.
It was John Wilson. He told them before he shot his own chest, hey, make sure you implicate that student.
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand earlier.
Objection!
Peacock!
You're not in the right country to be saying that, dude.
What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I'd agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth. Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity, as proven by this evidence.
I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, you just present it.
Yes!
Plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency, that's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail. Look, if you just flip the card over, like if you just turn it like, you see the world is in 3D, and so there's an X-axis and a Y-axis and a Z-axis, and just turn the card over, please. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
Hosonaga-san sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession.
The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! We have an idiot in the police!
That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned. So witness is there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well.
Hi, sir! Inspector Hosonoga! I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility and that I was a huge idiot. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is that a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. That is my guiding principle.
I've got some notes for you.
But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. You know, you had 3 days to fix that mistake. It was an unusually careless mistake that I could have fixed in 3 fucking days.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Ah, of course! Your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover?
That cut is so good.
Yes, there have been I'm pretty sure that was a gumshoe jab, too. Because remember, that's like his
Yep.
one big thing. Is that Edgeworth pays him so little that he's like a second away from starving to death at all times.
Yep.
I love Gumshoe. I miss Gumshoe. Come back to me, Gumshoe.
Gumshoe died on his way back to his home planet.
There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover.
Incidents at the restaurant. What kind of incidents?
That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the 2 witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner, therefore I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you required these witnesses to be in an agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. He coughs out the word hi. Unbelievable.
As I suspected.
Bang! As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman.
So the truth comes out.
I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say the secret menu? Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interests not to pursue that idea. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an English woman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question.
So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right. I'm just going to come out and say
the 1800s when video games weren't political.
the apolitical paradise of Japan.
One possibility does spring to mind.
What do you mean, Cosmo?
Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. And I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory, is a young English woman.
What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Josiah Brett. Josiah?
I have no idea.
Josiah? I've never seen that name.
Giselle.
I think Giselle, I don't know. Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yuma University's medical faculty. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence from the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
I think it's Giselle.
Giselle? Maybe.
Yeah.
It must be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation.
I could explain her name, but I should wait till the end of the case.
Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this present premise is false. It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
But Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
Ah!
Inspector Hosanaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way.
This dude turns into a shonen protagonist all of a sudden.
He's a shonen protagonist and an anime mom all at once. Ah! Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Giselle Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Ah! To be continued.
So, case 1 it has 3 parts to it. It's unlikely we'll get through all 3 tonight, but I think if you're feeling for going a little more, we could definitely get through part 2.
If I wasn't streaming tomorrow,
Mm,
I'd agree. But I'm streaming tomorrow, and then also Thursday and Friday and Sunday.
So, how do you feel about continuing these adventures on stream?
I would be down for that. I mean, I'll have my own copy starting tomorrow, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'd be down at some point. I don't know when that would come, though.
What if that's the new Sunday stream?
Well, yeah, but I gotta wrap up Harvest Moon first. which I am coming close to. I think I want to get through the rest of year 3, and then I'm calling it good on Harvest Moon. That's my goal now. So I think 3 weeks, maybe, hopefully, we'll see.
So are you gonna play this game in your own time, or?
I might, cause I'm excited for this game, but also The World Ends With You will probably take up a good amount of my time. I think we could at least finish the. Well, here's the thing. We went for like 2 hours without a single message in chat.
Well, it's also the launch night of a game that is all story.
Yeah. So maybe in a couple weeks when people aren't as worried about spoilers, we can at the very least finish case 1 on stream. I think that is a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah. Because I had a lot of fun doing this. This is the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, we didn't have a lot. Oh yeah, Hyper Kirby, you were pretty much the only one that commented on the stream.
It was you and Fangs. We went for 2.5 hours, and
we did have some lurkers though.
Yeah,
I was watching the viewer list. We did have lurkers, and I don't want to. Which, by the way, I don't understand how Twitch's view count works, because because based on the list of users that are watching, like the lurkers, we have had no less than 5 viewers the entire time we've been streaming, and I'm sure that you have seen that number go way lower.
It's 2 for me right now.
I have no idea how it works. But I have enough fun doing this, honestly, that I would just kind of do this. Don't care about spoilers. Don't really play visual novel games. Yeah. I think this was just a really fun stream to do, so I don't really care if it had like low viewers. I just kind of want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mostly agree. Though we talked about starting at like the beginning of the series.
Well, yeah, this is the beginning. It's the 1800s. And I've already figured out like several things for Giselle Brett. I gotta do Giselle Brett.
So until then, let's look at what's coming up. As I said, tomorrow I will be doing a launch day stream of Neo: The World Ends With You. I don't know how far we'll get, and it's just going to be a one-off because after that I'm going to play it on my own time. But I'm so excited for that game. God, please don't suck. Please, please, please don't suck. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, for reasons that I don't have an answer for you, and Matt also does not have an answer for you, Xander is going to be playing the GameCube game Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, based on...
Xander showed up he approached us one day. He's like, yo, you guys got to stream on Wednesday? And we're like, nah, it's all free. You want to do something? He's like, yeah, I'm doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Gave us no information past that. We didn't ask for any information past that.
That's everything we know.
He went as far as to provide me personally the transparent logo on the schedule. Like, he made that. And then on Thursday, I'm gonna finish Luigi's Mansion for Smasterpieces.
Hopefully.
I think for the sake of me, I need to finish Luigi's Mansion. How many areas are in Luigi's Mansion?
4.
Well, I'm about to fight the boss of Area 3, so we stopped right before that.
It's take you a while.
I don't remember anything about that boss, but I believe you when you say it sucks. And then on Friday, the last stream of the month. Oh my fucking god, it's almost August. I will be doing case number 4 of Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. I don't remember if I've done this one. We might be hitting new territory. I don't remember. I might have made it through this one. I just don't remember it because I have the memory of a goldfish. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be playing more Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. We may be married, but we got a whole year to finish up. It doesn't feel right just stopping in the middle of spring. So I'm gonna try and get through summer this Sunday, and then all of fall next Sunday, and all of winter, and call it done the Sunday after that. So we'll see. But other than that, I mean, next week Kingdom Hearts 2 starts. Very excited for that. And I think next week you're playing Luigi's Mansion 3D, assuming I finish Luigi's Mansion.
Should be.
And that, I think there will also be Layton. There will be some Harvest Moon. That's
Either
all
I
I know
play
of for
Luigi's
now.
Mansion 3 or maybe 3D, or maybe we make that an Ace Attorney day.
Maybe.
Because
We'll have
like
to
the more
see.
that the more I think about it, I don't think Luigi's Mansion 3D is going to sustain a whole stream. Like,
But Guigi.
like
Anyways,
I still want to try it, but that's not a whole stream. I'm gonna
Huh.
go into Luigi's Mansion 2. Eventually, maybe at some point.
that would be a
Right.
well, we don't stream bonus episode. That would just be somebody else. I don't like Dark Moon. I think it sucks. Personally. I like 3. I played 3 too recently to replay it recently. So,
Oh, I misspoke. I think because I said Luigi's Mansion 3 instead of 3D. So I think that's where the confusion comes from.
oh yeah, we're talking about Luigi's Mansion
Yeah.
3D. For Smash Bros specifically is why Luigi's
The
Mansion 3 play.
3DS version of the original Luigi's Mansion.
But yeah, that's it. Tomorrow I'm gonna risk erasure. I think they probably still are gonna say that. It's been like 6 years since I played The World Ends With You.
I've never played it. Don't know anything about it.
It's a very good game that is a pain in the ass to play nowadays. All right.
Well, I'll get to Dream Drop Distance, and then that'll be all I need.
Well, yeah, that will actually give one of the big twists away, which, oh boy. All right. Well, I'm tired. I'm going to go to hell now. And by
God
hell,
bless
I
and
mean,
farewell.
gonna go eat food because I haven't eaten since right before we started streaming. Thank you for
Staff
watching,
meeting.
everybody. Bye bye.
Goodbye.